Today I'm going to show you how to import a CRM or customer file, employee file as it may be, into Cynergy that actually has assets in the same file. So if we take a look at our file, it's in an Excel spreadsheet, and as you can see, the company is all Cynergy software. Then we have first name, last name, title, email address, on over to asset information. And in the asset information here, I've got a number of columns. The unique identifier in this sheet, there's two things. On the CRM side, it happens to be an email address. On the asset side, it happens to be the serial number of that asset. So that's how I can add records, change records, update records. It's by using a unique identifier for the contact being their email address, and then for the asset would be the serial number. That will allow me to update or keep the records in alignment, if you may. So to import, first thing I do is click on the CRM button. Down here there's a button called Import File. So I just click on Import File. Now I select my file, and in this case it's an Excel spreadsheet or CSV file. And in the first row is the header row, and I check that off and then click Continue. Now if I already had a mapping file, I could upload that here, but in this case most of these sheets are different, so I'm just going to click Continue. Now I just map the fields. So the company name and the organization name happen to be the same. First name, last name, title and title, phone number, and in this case in Cynergy I'm looking for, I believe it's called phone 1, or business phone in this case. Email address, now that's my unique identifier, so I set that here as the unique identifier, and then I find my email address. Sorry. And now then address 1 happens to be the contact or the business. In this case it's going to be the main address, is address 1. Address 2, city, state, zip, and the country. Now this is an asset field, and I'm going to import the asset information separately in this case. I've got other user defined fields in the section, but that's under the company and contact information. So at this point all I'm going to do is click on Import File. It's going to import all of those records, and then I'm going to come back and let's say lesson number 2 we'll call it, and I'll show you how to import assets and connect the asset back to the contact and the company. And I do that with a unique identifier in the asset, which happens to be the serial number, as I showed you earlier. And it looks like it's through importing at this point, and it actually imported, let's take a look here, 336 records. And so now all I have to do, if I want to click on CRM to verify that my organization was Cynergy, so as I start typing Cynergy, it verifies that I've imported all of those records. And every one of those records shows a hierarchical tree of all of the people that are in the organization, along with their information as far as tickets, assets, project they're involved with, so on and so forth. So that's all there is to the import of the CRM side. Now then, let's go into the import of the asset side. So I'm going to click on Admin again, go down to the Asset section, Configure, open up the Asset section, and click on the button that says Import Assets. Now again, I'm going to select that same file, hit Continue. Now I'm going to import the assets, so I skip over everything else except for company, organization, map that, first name, map that, last name, map that. Now I'm going to skip down to the asset information, in this case item type, and my item type is right here. Item name, asset name, model number. Now my serial number is my unique identifier, so I select serial number and set it as a unique identifier. If you fail to do that, you try to do the import, you're going to mess up your database. So it's imperative that you click on Set Unique Identifier and then click Map Selected. Verify that right there. Purchase date and purchase date. Now, if I didn't have a purchase date over here in the Cynergy fields, I can import everything else, add that purchase date to the user-defined field section of Cynergy, and then come back and import the information, making sure when I do the import that I import and map the purchase date and the serial number as the unique identifier. So now I map the selected, import that information. That's going to correlate, if you may, all of those assets. In this case, it looks like we got 336, and it imports very, very rapidly. So it imported those records, it looks like, in less than a hundredth of a second. So it's very, very fast. And so now then, if I want to verify that information, I could click on Asset. I could put a % sign in here, or just leave it blank. Your choice. Click on Search. And it gives me all of my assets in the system, and I could click on one of the assets if I wanted to be able to verify that it imported all of the information that I was looking for. Now we've imported all the CRM fields as well as the correlating assets to those CRM individuals.